How I let go of insecurity and manifested my dream life. Hey guys, hope you are well. And in this video, I want to give you some tips that I used, which helped me to manifest a life for myself that I absolutely love. And it also helped me let go of a lot of insecurity for myself. A little bit about me. I used to be super insecure. I come from a household where we used to struggle a lot with money. So money was a very difficult topic. We also had issues in the family, it was not a great situation. I also used to personally struggle a lot in romantic relationships. Romantic relationships is something which I have struggled everything in. You name it, I have faced it. I have faced unavailable women. I have faced unhealthy toxic relationships, third parties, chasing someone who was not giving me the commitment, having commitment then going away, infidelity. All of these things have been part of my relationships, which obviously made me very insecure as a human being. But also other areas, other situations, I was also physically very weak. All these things were a contributing factor in me feeling super insecure. Now, right now, I'm in a very beautiful relationship. My girlfriend must be hearing this. So I'm in a very beautiful relationship. I am working. I love my work. I love my job. I am able to financially provide for myself and my family. And all these things were there because I manifested these things in my life. I consciously worked on those and I manifested these things in my life. So I wanted to give you guys some tips that you can also apply in your life that can help you get into a similar place and even higher than where I am right now. Number one, it's a work in progress. This is a mindset that I developed especially very early into this journey. I always knew that there is no destination into something like this. So when I 2 seconds ago told you that I'm in a beautiful relationship, it's still ongoing, which means if I stop working on it now, the relationship will go down. Right? If I stop working on my business and my work now, it will go down, which means I will need to put in constant work for these things to get better. So it's always going to be a work in progress. This doesn't mean that you cannot celebrate as it goes up and as it goes better. Of course, but also understand that it didn't just happen out of the blue. Manifestation is not just something that it happens and then it's done. No, you will need to put in the work to maintain it. And that is the real definition of success. No one cares if I have a great business for 1 week. No one cares if I have a beautiful relationship for a month. It won't truly matter, right? What matters is how long am I able to sustain it. So this mindset in itself helped me move forward from this a lot better. Number two, I focused a lot on structures. So if you have been following me for a while, you already know that I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for routines. I love routines. I love structures. There is a reason for that. It didn't just develop out of the blue. The number one reason is that when you have a routine, you always have something to fall back upon. You have a difficult day, no worries, you can go back and do your routine. You faced a difficult circumstance, no worries, you can go back and focus on your routine. You're feeling great. Great, you can do your routine and capitalize on that great feeling. Having a routine will always force you to go back to something where you will be able to capitalize on it. This is something I would advise to each and every individual. Having a routine will always make you feel better. It will make you feel structured and you will be able to capitalize on the good days and the bad days. So have a routine for yourself. It will absolutely help. Especially for someone who comes from a lot of insecurity, knowing that on a daily basis I'm doing something that is improving my life makes me feel a lot better. Number three, I made sure my word had some meaning. What does this mean and how does this go through in our journey? Whenever I made any promise to myself, I made sure to complete it. See, your word means a lot, or it should. Your word should mean a lot. There is a reason for that. Because if your word doesn't mean anything to you, it wouldn't mean anything to any other person. And if you cannot even trust your own ability to show up for yourself, it's unrealistic to expect the world to show up for you. My word meant a lot to me. And I made sure that whenever I made a promise to myself, I followed up on it. There was a reason, because every time I did that, I reinforced the fact to myself that I am someone who is going to show up for myself. And then my expectations towards the world got better. When I was I still face insecurity sometimes, that's fine. I just have absolutely great tools to handle it. Why is that? Because over a period of years, I have given myself enough proof that I will show up for you. I will show up for you when it is difficult. No matter what is happening in your life, I will be there. I will be the rock in front of you, because whenever I say something, I do it. So my word has meaning. That is what my relationship with myself is. Developing that relationship with yourself will start once you will start doing what you said that you will do. That will absolutely improve the quality of your life. The next one, I started putting self boundaries. What are self boundaries? Self boundaries means I started doing things in where I started to structure some boundaries for myself, which helped me become the version of myself who I wanted to be. A small example, let's say being too long on social media, a small thing, right? I started creating a boundary for myself that, you know what, this is the amount of time that I will spend here, because anytime more than this, I'm taking away from something else, right? It's totally fine to use social media for fun, for activities, for work, whatever it is. After a while, I'm taking that time away from something else. That is a self boundary that I have created. Now, that time can be anything. Let's say that is 30 minutes or 1 hour or 2 hours, whatever it is. I will never exceed that, because I know that, you know what, if I said something, going to my previous point, my word means something. So if I said something, I will do it. And if I have created this self boundary, what it also means is I'm going to make sure that I'm going to do the work that is needed for my future self. How can I then feel insecure? When I know that whenever it comes to anything, my word means everything, and I will have appropriate boundaries on myself. I also stopped chasing people. That was one thing that I was very, very sure of, and that boundary was always there. It also went into how I budget my money, how I structure my finances, everything, how I meet people, how I value my time. Everything comes with a boundary. It at the start feels slightly structured, that, you know what, I'm just putting a boundary on everything. But as time goes on, you start to realize how valuable this is. So start doing that. Start putting self boundaries. It is absolutely helpful. The next one, I started using manifestation techniques. Now, manifestation techniques, my favorite two are, at the start, I used to do a lot of scripting. It used to make me feel good. But then I started developing a lot of time constraints. Because of the time constraints, I was never able to follow up on scripting all the time. So I started getting into visualization and affirmations. One of my favorite ways is to affirm. And how I do it is I sit down, I close my eyes, I slowly repeat these affirmations in my mind, and I meditate on it. These manifestation techniques have helped me align myself to the version of me who I want to be. They have helped me align myself to my purpose. They have helped me align myself to my manifestation desires, and I'm able to use that very well. So manifestation techniques has been a part of my life for a pretty long time. I don't remember even one day for the past 4 to 5 years that I have missed even one single session of affirmations, because it has been something that has been my rock. It again goes back to one of my points that I always had a lot of structure, because every day I know that there is something that will make me feel amazing. When I'm doing my manifestation techniques, I know that it will make me feel amazing. I know it will work for me. I know it will help me get what I want. So why wouldn't I do it? The next one, I started learning how to handle resistance. Now, what is resistance? Resistance can be anything that tells you that you wouldn't get what you want. It can be your fears, your negative thoughts, your feelings, your opposite circumstances. It can come up in a lot of ways, right? When I started telling myself that resistance is normal, my relationship with it got a lot better. So, usually, we are taught that we should run away from negative thoughts, negative feelings in the manifestation community. It's not always true, because the more you run away from it, the more it persists. What you resist persists, right? So, the more you try to run away from it, the more it comes towards you, and it actually increases. When I realized I have nothing to be afraid of, they are just thoughts and feelings, they are just circumstances. I have the ability to deal with this, and I have the ability to have them change. So I started accepting it, that okay, this is how this looks like right now. This is what these circumstances are as of now. This doesn't mean it cannot change, it just means that this is how it is right now. But how it is right now doesn't mean anything. If I feel bad in this current moment, that's fine. I can feel bad. I am a human being. But me feeling bad doesn't stop me from getting what I want. I just don't let it turn into a dwelling session. So I have a video linked in the bio where I talk about how I handle resistance step by step. You can use the same blueprint, and it will also help you get out of this and handle resistance better. The next one, and not, this point comes slightly later, but it's one of the most important ones. I did a lot of inner child work. What does inner child work mean? It can mean different things for every different person. Inner child work for me meant there was a part of me that was very insecure, very, very young. He was a child, right? He was going through things that he was not capable of dealing with, financial issues, parenting his family. being there for people who he cannot be there with because he doesn't have the emotional capability. I was not 15, I was 11, 12, right? Didn't have any tools to deal with life at that point at all, right? And when I go back and I see that version of myself, he used to be afraid. He used to feel incompetent because he did everything in his power to make sure that everyone around him or circumstances or life can change, right? But of course, at that time, he couldn't do anything and he felt like a failure. Now, when I look back and I do my inner child meditations and I do my inner child work, I look back and I talk to that version of myself and I realize how courageous he was, how he helped me face everything. Because without him, I don't exist. Without that version of me, I don't exist. Without that version of me, I am nowhere. Without that version of me, thousands and thousands of people I have worked with have helped in some way, shape, or form. They don't exist, right? Their help doesn't come. So that kid who persisted and who faced life and who said that I will not give up is the reason why I could come here right now and make this video and help you guys in whatever capacity I can. So I thanked that version of me. I told him that I really, really admire his courage and that he didn't fail. He was just blooming. And now, when he's becoming a flower, that this is something that wouldn't be possible without him. So that was my way of dealing with life, and that is what helped me manifest my dream life even after I was being very, very insecure, or I was an insecure individual. And I will make sure that I will keep on putting in content for you guys so that you can do the same. So I wish you all the best. Happy Diwali to all of you and hope you have a good day ahead.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe and share if you like the video. The link for my one-on-one coaching, my self-help courses, and my free newsletter are in the description box below.